Koreans are the best dressed people in the world. So, a little while ago, a couple of summers ago, I was in Taiwan. And whenever I travel through Asia, I like to play a little game, which is, can I see who is Korean? Because when you're in Asia, there's many native people who are from that country. Like if I'm in Japan, there's a bunch of Japanese people. But then there's also, especially because I'm in tourist areas, there's also a lot of Korean tourists. And if I'm in Taiwan, there's a lot of Japanese tourists and there's Chinese tourists. So there's many different kinds of Asian people walking around. So I play a little game called Spot the Korean Person. So the idea is I need to be able to just look at someone and see if they're Korean or not. This game quickly became not very interesting because it's very easy for me to spot the Korean person. The reason being, they dress super well. Korean people dress like impeccably. So the thing is, I'm in Taiwan and it's summer and it's like super hot, like 100 degrees, 36 degrees Celsius, whatever you call it. Everyone is wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Like you can't wear anything else besides shorts and a t-shirt. So I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Taiwanese people are wearing shorts and t-shirts. All the tourists are wearing shorts and t-shirts. But somehow I can still see the Korean person because they're also wearing shorts and a t-shirt, but their t-shirt is like perfectly trimmed. They have a little hat on and their hair is perfectly coiffed, and they have sunglasses, and the sunglasses are the same color as the logo on their shirt, and they're just perfectly dressed. So that's the point I'm getting at right now, is that Korean people are just dress really well. Not just really well, but probably better than any other country's people in the world. So back up. Let me get back to something. I'm from San Diego. San Diego is probably the worst dressed people in the world. There's several reasons, but number one, Americans are proud. Especially American men are proud not to give a shit what other people think. We are proud to not care about Shison. So because of that, we like to, not everyone, don't get angry at me, but many Americans, especially men, like to show off how shitty they dress because it's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what anyone thinks. It's kind of like manly. I'm so manly. I don't care what other people think. So that's just, I think all of America, anywhere, any city, any area, they're just kind of feeling of being proud of looking like shit. But in San Diego, on top of that, we basically always have summer. It's not even summer because it doesn't even get super hot. It's just basically always perfect weather. In that kind of weather, you wear shorts and a t-shirt. And I never owned a jacket. I definitely never owned a coat, like an overcoat with everything, like a big coat. I never owned one because it's unnecessary. I didn't even own an umbrella because in San Diego it rarely rains, and when it does, it's like 5 minutes, and you just kind of sit in your car a little longer or wait in the building you're coming out of, and you just sit there and then the rain goes away. So we have really good weather, which means we don't need several types of clothing. We don't need winter clothing and fall clothing and summer clothing and spring clothing like many of my Korean friends have. And it just makes you lazy about how you dress. So number one, we're Americans, so we're proud of looking like shit. But number two, we're in San Diego and we don't need to. It makes us really lazy with our good weather, the kind of clothing we need to wear. So in America, I think generally, I've never been to South America, I've never been to Africa, but I have many different types of Asian friends, many different European friends or people I've run into at least or talked to. And I feel like European people dress better than American people. I know it's a very broad statement, and I'm sure there's many European people who dress like shit, and there's many American people who dress nice. But follow along with my logic. Because when I first went to France, I was like 19, it's a very long time ago. I was kind of shocked by how well they dress. And I think European people are very reasonable about how well they dress. Because I think European people can understand what I mean when I say this pride in not caring what other people think. But I think European people also know, I do care. A lot of Americans are in denial and go I don't care at all what anyone thinks. But European people know I should look nice. I like to look nice. It makes me feel good. Many of my European friends are very realistic about it. And they're also realistic about, they shouldn't care about what everyone thinks. So it's not terrible if they don't dress nice. So they're kind of in the middle. And then you just have Asia in general. As biggest continent in the world, most people in the world live there. But I'm talking about like, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, China. Those cultures, I mean, they have shisung, especially Korea, but there's shisung, right? Like you care about what other people think. Somebody looks at you and you feel, oh my God, maybe they think I'm awful or stupid or I'm dressed poorly. Whatever it is, it exists, and it really doesn't exist much in America or in Europe. So because of that, Asia in general kind of dresses better than I think than European people. European people dress better than American people. So if we want to find the best dressed people in the world, we have to look into Asia. Now, this is all just from my personal experience, but looking at China, Korea, and Japan, Chinese people just dress weird. I mean, just weird. It's just like radical and crazy, and it's not that they don't care what they look like. Like in San Diego, we are proud not to care what we look like, so we dress like shit. But in China, they just dress weird. And many different kinds of dressing, and it's just weird, and it's not that nice. Sorry. I mean, there's well-dressed Chinese people too, don't get angry at me. But then, okay, so throw China out of the running. And then you have kind of Korea and Japan. I think Japanese people dress quite well, but they have many different styles that they try. So when I was back in university, I knew this Japanese girl. I helped teach English at the Ohaktang in my university as a part-time job. And there's this Japanese girl who literally dressed like a doll. She looked like how a doll would dress. She wore like a one-piece dress every day. She wore usually a little hat, and she had like pigtails and like makeup. She was just trying to look like a doll. And that's fine, that's her fashion, that's her style, but it's just kind of strange. And it doesn't really make you like a well-dressed person. I mean, it's not bad, but everyone has their different styles. But in Japan, I've seen, just being around Japan and having some Japanese friends, I've seen people just have these crazy styles, and that's their thing. And more power to you. There's nothing bad about having your own style. But in Korea, I think Korean people are much more like fixated on like looking good, not doing some weird, crazy style, like following, like there's maybe 5 or 6 styles that people follow, and within those styles, they dress really well because Korean people want to look good. So like, I mean, there's like this kind of streetwear style where like dudes with tattoos coming down their arms have like, Vans and like, I don't know. I mean, the streetwear style, there's like this extraordinarily like, I don't know how to say it, sexy, pretty girl style where girls wearing like high heels and short skirts or short shorts and like just perfectly dressed. Like in America, we only dress like that for like going to an expensive fancy club. I've seen Korean girls who dress like that all the time or in the street. That's kind of amazing. There's like casual wear, but like I said, like those Korean guys in Taiwan, even casual Korean dress is like perfectly done. Like, less than 2-year-old shirt. I have really old shirts, sorry guys, but Korean people have like less than 2-year-old shirts. They have like perfectly done. Their hair is perfectly like shuffled over their face. Like everything's perfectly done. Even the casual Korean style is like, even though it's casual, it's still like well thought out and done nicely. So to bring it back home, and you know what, I'm gonna throw this in as well. I learned from Korean people that dressing nice is important. Like I said, I'm from San Diego, I'm American, I'm an American man, which makes it even more of this feeling of like, I shouldn't give a fuck what other people think of me. I'm gonna dress like shit, and it doesn't matter because I'm so cool. If you wanna hang out with me, it doesn't matter. You can't judge me by my out, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's kind of bullshit to some extent. People judge you on how you look. It doesn't matter who it is, somewhere deep inside, you make a judgment. If that guy's got a really, messed up shirt, like I have shirts that have holes in them sometimes, people see that, they make a judgment. And I learned in Korea that like, it's not wrong to care about what other people think of you. In fact, it's good. Like if everyone cares about what people think of themselves, then you have a good looking, well-dressed society, and going outside and seeing a bunch of people and they're all well-dressed is comfortable, and I like it. So I should also join into that as well. But getting back to my point, I think Korean people are the best dressed people in the world because you have Americans who are kind of like not so great, especially San Diegans where I'm from. Then you have Europeans who are like middle, and then you have Asians who are like care about what people think, so they dress really well. And then amongst Asian people, you have Korean people who are like the best dressed because you guys don't try these weird, crazy styles that are, it's cool that you're trying to be stylish, but usually it doesn't look that good. So that's why Korean people are the best dressed people in the world. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate this video, give it a big fat thumbs down. If you love me or you hate me, please subscribe. If you want to see all my updates, subscribing is the best way to do it. This video is not too controversial, but we'll see what happens in the comments. So please leave comments below if you think Korean people dress like shit, or I'm exaggerating, maybe American people dress really well and I just don't know anything. That's great. Leave it in the comments. And of course, have a super most awesome day.